I am a creator. I like to make things. I'm better at making some things than others, but the process of making something is really what drove me to this hobby in the first place, besides enjoying Mead and having a hard time finding it. If you've seen any of my channel before, you know that I really like creating labels, so today I kind of want to walk you through the general process of how I do it. I have no formal training or education in this, nor can I draw, so if I can do this, so can you. I want to start by saying I don't use generative AI in my labels whatsoever. If you're already going to spend months making a batch that you're proud of, then you can spend an extra few minutes making a label. And I'm not saying it has to be high effort at all. Like, you can take a white sticker and write your Mead's name on it in Sharpie, and that's at least authentic. So anyway, let's get into it. So today I'm going to go over the 3 different types of labels that I mainly make. The first one's a template label. I won't be going into much how I set up the template, but you can take inspiration from anywhere or download a template. The idea of it is a simple label that allows you to basically just take the last iteration of what you did, tweak a few things, and then call it done. In this case, I am taking a label that I used in a sizer, a traditional, a pear mead, and an agave mead, and changing it up just a little bit to fit a vanilla cream mead. So obviously some text has to change here. This is going from a semi-sweet sizer to a sweet vanilla cream mead. So I'm obviously no expert at this by any means, but hopefully that's encouraging to some of you out there. Sometimes watching experts can be a little disheartening, so seeing my layer mess ups and disorganization tells you that, hey, you can do this too. So this sort of diamond banner thing I made is just a shape with a few effects layered onto it. The most notable thing I'm going to change is obviously the color, and then I'll change up the gradient style a little as well. For vanilla cream, I think a brown to off-white gradient makes the most sense. I did look up a few cream soda labels for some color inspiration, and sometimes I'll even pull the inspiration directly into Photoshop and just sample the colors directly from an existing image. You'll see that in another label that I made. I'll speed this up a little bit, but yeah, that's honestly like the whole scope of this one. Just a little bit of text and color editing. I got rid of the current stock image in the background also because this doesn't have any of that. I spent a long time getting this gradient to look just right, and then I also opted to go a little bit darker on the text, which allowed me to get some better contrast in the center. I messed with the font style a little bit, but I don't think I really ended up changing it, and then I just really spent a long time making sure that gradient color was just how I like it. Date on this one is already correct, and the ABV I update just whenever bottling day happens. You can never really be too sure. It's planned for 6.8, but you know, if something goes wrong, I make these way in advance, so you know, I don't want to print something and then have to go back and change it. And then I did notice one more little thing, just the gradient on the text for sweet. I just wanted that to go vertical instead. And there you have it. That's a finished label. Now let's move on to another one. So these ones are pretty similar to template labels, but I change a little bit more with them. So this is a series of meads called, like, I don't know what to even call them. Like they're a divine series of meads. I don't really know. I'm not a professional by any means, but I run a D&D world that has 7 gods in it, and I thought it would be neat to make meads based on them. So I did that. I have all 7 of them done. But then I realized, you know, the meads that I named after them have certain characteristics. And so any mead that I make that has some of those same characteristics, I kind of just expand that line. I don't know. I'm a nerd, so that's just how it goes. So I had a citrus mead that was made with a bunch of different citrus juices and zests and stuff, and then I'm currently making an orange cream mead, and I was like, well, this should be in the same series. So here we are. So I opened the old label of that and just kind of start tweaking stuff. The nice thing is I can use that same like logo and then usually the same font and stuff and just kind of start changing everything. So we're going for a more kind of sunset summer vibe on this one for orange cream instead of the just bright skies that was the default God of Light type thing. So I'm speeding through this a lot because I actually didn't end up using like any of this. I thought it'd be cool to just you know, take this logo, make it orange because it was already kind of textured, and I was like, oh, it'll just look like an orange, and I didn't like it at all. So you know, I'll still show you like everything I did to like through the thinking process of it. But I didn't like it, is the point. Also, this logo is from, I don't remember. A lot of times I get my things from like gameicons.net. A lot of like Creative Commons use. I'm not a commercial seller, so feel free to use anything that has a kind of, you know, commercial commons license. So I decided to start over by grabbing the icon again, just completely in black, and I do realize that it was from creazilla.com, which has a bunch of free icons that you can use, some of them even for commercial use. And like I said before, I'm not commercial at all, but use icons that already exist if you can, or draw your own. A few of mine that I've made, I've drawn myself, but a lot of times it's just a vector image that I've applied just a bunch of layer effects on until it's completely unrecognizable. So here I am, starting with a complete blank one, and this is where I decided I wanted to go with a more like retro chrome effect. So I'm starting by changing the effect to sort of a purple and pink gradient, and probably adding a glow and stuff, and keep building it up until it's where we want it. And for the main icon, I knew I wanted it to be a kind of retro chrome effect, so I just searched on YouTube for a tutorial that would kind of get me to where I want it. A lot of times you can find it by searching for like text tutorials and logo tutorials, and eventually I found one that had a cool effect that I wanted, and so I just pretty much followed it. And so I'll just speed this up and let you see this transform from a gray shape into a chrome logo. After I got the chrome effect that I wanted, I didn't really like how the icon was contrasting with the background, so I played around with, adding a vignette, adding more glow around the icon, just making it stand out a little better. I also ended up reverting back to the old, gold text, adding some artificial grain and cranking up the vibrancy, and this is the final look. I really like it. And then in the same vein, I had this tropical passion fruit pineapple mead, and I was making an ube coconut mead and was like, all right, yep, this can go in the same line, and pretty much did the same thing. Opened up the old one and just tweaked it to a more sunset, darker vibe. Not that that passion fruit pineapple one was a particularly bright vibe like it probably should have been, but, just iterate. Continue iterating until it's perfect. Just speed through the rest of this because it's honestly pretty much an identical process. Realized I didn't have my own logo in this one, and so I decided to include it in that one. And I'll probably have a separate video completely on this one because ube and coconut are flavors that I have never worked with before, so I think that this mead is probably going to deserve its own video. Unless it sucks, in which case I won't be doing my own video on that, and I'll have wasted all this time making a label, and oh well, we'll use it with a different combination of flavors, and that'll do it. Alright, now the last type of label I want to talk about is called a mimic label, and these are by no means like the extent of the labels that I make. Sometimes I'll make them fully from scratch, but I don't need to make one of those right now, so I'm only talking about labels that I needed to make right now. And so a mimic label is when I take a concept that has already been done before, usually because I am copying flavors or using an actual product just directly in the mead. And for this one, I'm using red vines. And so I take a red vines label and I kind of study it and grab some colors from it and make a label that doesn't directly infringe on red vines copyright, but pretty close to it. So a lot of commercial labels will have a gradient already built in, so you can kind of grab the lightest color of that gradient and the darkest color of that gradient and just honestly copy it right off the bat. So just like that, I have a bright center and a dark outside. Takes some tweaking to get it just right, but that's pretty much what I did. Double check my work, and wow, yeah, those are the colors. So with the other ones, some form of originality is at least intended. This one, no. The idea is to be recognizable without using the actual name. Like for this one I made back, last September, you should be able to see it and be like, if you've ever seen a Terry's Chocolate Orange before, recognize the colors, recognize the design, and realize it's supposed to be a little bit bootleg. So for this mead, I actually grabbed a bunch of red vines, boiled them down, and I'm turning that into a sort of session mead, red vines soda type thing. And so I'm directly using red vines in it, trying to get it to taste like red vines. And so I'm gonna make the label look like red vines. So here we are. I grabbed the colors from the outline, decided to outline the whole thing with that, got the gradient just right, and the text mimicking is now going to be the hardest part. And sometimes you can spend a little bit more effort on this to get a direct font match. Sometimes you can even Google, hey, what is this font? And sometimes it'll have one. Red Vines did not. And I didn't actually really like the new Red Vines logo. I miss the old ones, but I decided not to go with the backwards threes as E's, and you can mess with it a little bit. I'll go ahead and speed through the text logo matching. It's pretty much a combination of stroke, outer glow, and drop shadow. And then sometimes you have to duplicate the layer to get a second layer if it has a second stroke. So yeah, we'll come back to this when there's more to talk about. So after I got the font match where I kind of liked it, and the outline style where I liked it, I did end up drawing the little tail at the end of red, and I pretty much just copied the effects onto that and then blend it so that it looks continuous. then there was this part of the original logo where it says original red, where there's a sort of bright red and dark red kind of pattern behind that I ended up really liking, so I spent some time trying to imitate that. After that, I was going to spend some time kind of doing like the light blue decorations on it, but then I realized my friend who made my logo also made me a version that was pretty much just an arch label. So I was like, maybe that will fit perfectly in the background. And lo and behold, I was right. It fit perfectly. So I didn't really have to do any like intricate line work by myself. It was just kind of ready to go for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was done with that one. I don't know if that was really helpful to anyone or if this video is even worth making, but I'm going to make a part 2 on like what labels I use, how I print them and apply them, and I don't know, hopefully it's useful to someone out there. But whether it was or wasn't, that's all I got for today. I was thinking maybe next time that I need to make a batch of labels, I can do it live, and you can ask me whatever questions you have, whether it's about labels or mead making process or ideas I have for the future or whatever. Might be just a good opportunity to hang out with y'all. All right, peace.